Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we get into our weekly routine of catching up with our basketball coaches and coming off of an outstanding victory in the season opener on Sunday as our women's head basketball coach, Collin Lanam. And, Collin, first off, congratulations, great win on Sunday. And I think it had to be really good to just get out there and play basketball and not have to worry about a lot of the other stuff that you and your staff have had to worry about over the last couple months.
Yeah, it's been nice. We've been very fortunate compared to some other programs across the country and across the world for that matter. We haven't had any major quarantines that we've had to go through. So for us, it was just being excited to play against somebody else besides ourselves. I think our ladies have done a fantastic job of doing everything that they needed to do to keep themselves healthy and to keep themselves on the court. So it was just good to actually get out and compete against somebody, see somebody, that wasn't wearing an M on the other side of the floor. So yeah, from a mental standpoint, you got to kind of block everything out for a couple hours, just compete, just hoop, be together. Obviously different circumstances and the environment was a bit different, but once things got going, it was just like another game. I think for us, a lot of times we kind of drown out the outside anyways, and that's what we try to do is get rid of those distractions. So it was nice just to be able to focus on basketball for a couple of hours.
Yeah, absolutely, and a great performance. And we'll start off with with Moose and 600 days of not playing in a competitive game, and it showed. I mean, she came out and really did a great job. But once again, I think this was an overall team win for you guys because a lot of people contributed. A lot of people did some great things. I believe 4 in double figures. Rebounding wise, I mean, just a lot of the intangibles that you don't see when you have somebody like Moose that was getting it done offensively for you.
Yeah, I think we talked about our team goals early in the evening or in the afternoon, and they're all team based. Turnovers, offensive rebounds, possessions, just making sure we know from an offensive standpoint we can produce, and so it's just a matter of making sure that we have more attempts than the other team. And I felt like, especially within our starting lineup, it was very balanced from an offensive perspective. We have a lot of players coming off the bench that are really getting their first taste of action and trying to figure out what their roles are. Whereas our starting, 4 of our starting 5 have been in big minute positions in the conference. So although Moose is a newcomer, it's not new for her to be in the league, and she understands the competition and she's played at a high level in the GLVC. So, like you said, 622 days, if I remember correctly, is what she told me was her downtime, and she was hungry, ready to go, and I think everybody was for that matter. And so, we had, like you said, we had really good production out of a lot of people. Shot over 45% from the field, which is pretty good. We just have to pick up our defensive effort, and I think that's kind of part of getting your first game under your belt is figuring out what other teams are going to do, especially when you're playing a program that you have no idea what's going to come, aside from who, their strong players are, and just trying to prepare. What would I do if I had those kids on my team? How would we try to, go at their strengths? And I think Kira did a great job with her players at S&T for her first night in the under the current conditions. So, really happy with how Moose came out. I was nervous ahead of time. I know she's very aggressive. So, the thought was, is she going to try to go at it and attack everything? Is she going to let it come to her? And I felt like she had that balance, which is when Moose is playing well, she's able to recognize when her moments to try to push the tempo are, and when her moments to slow down and let it come to her. I thought she was good about finding her teammates as well. I think she had 4 or 5 assists on top of 27 points, which is huge. And a couple early turnovers, which are going to come. Like we told our team, hey, we're going to turn the ball over at some point in time. It's our first game. We're still trying to feel some things out. So, 15 turnovers, I believe, is what we had turned over S&T 21 times, which is a really good number for us, considering how we're playing this year compared to defensively in years past. I think we created a lot of those turnovers as well, as opposed to just maybe balls that S&T gave to us at different times. So, really happy with that. Thought Carly Feldman came in after a scary 50 seconds to start the game, getting her in foul trouble. I think she finally settled in. and was comfortable, especially in the second half when she wasn't playing with foul troubles, and just kind of understanding what it's like to play in the first half with 2 fouls. She's too good of a player to sideline just because of that. So she's got to learn to still be productive in those moments where maybe she can't be as aggressive or as reckless as she might be. Jada did fantastic. I thought Hunter was extremely efficient on the offensive end as well. So just need to try to get her some more opportunities going forward too.
Yeah, I was going to mention Carly. I'm glad that you did. I mean, she picked up those 2 quickies, but I tell you what, I mean, her third career double double in the second half, especially, you saw how comfortable she was down on the block. And, I will say this, and I was really impressed. Her footwork has come a long way from what it was last year to, some of the moves she made in the first game on Sunday. And, just kind of seeing how she's grown and developed over the last 7 months.
Yeah, I think with Carly too, she when she has Jada and Hunter and Moose attacking the rim the way that they were, I felt like our driving game was really strong on Sunday. And so, when they're getting to the rim and finishing like they are around the rim, it forces her defender to help a little bit more. And that's when Carly's in her sweet spots, when she can kind of be that secondary look to guard play. But I was mostly impressed with her rebounding. I thought, she was getting a lot of first touch balls. Sometimes in the past, especially last year, she'd bobble some balls or somebody might get deflections here or there. But I thought she was aggressive and able to, really maintain those initial rebounds when she would get early touches off the glass. I thought she was great, efficient finishing. I think she was in a position where she didn't have to think, and that's when Carly's at her best, is when she can just play and react. And credit to her and the work that she's put in, and just kind of building that consistency.
Doesn't get any easier. We go Lindenwood Southern or Illinois Springfield this week. Lindenwood here at the Simon Center, and then the only road trip that we'll have in the month of December up to Springfield. Talk a little bit about what you've seen out of those two teams in their openers this past weekend.
Yeah, Lindenwood's coming off of a tough one against Drury. They were right in it for 30 minutes of that game, and in a rough fourth quarter kind of spread that score out. So I think the box score is not really indicative of the talent that they have. It's going to be a very interesting game. They're a bigger, longer team compared to us, which is how it was last year as well. So I think it's going to kind of be a battle of styles. They like to get up and down. They like to push the ball. They're quick in the long game, whereas I think we've got a little bit of a speed advantage of them in the half court. So, we expect them to use their length and press and try to create some turnovers just by using their size. Katie's done a fantastic job over there, and the system that they run offensively takes some time. And now that she's in her third year up there and has multiple players that are back for their second and third years, I think they're going to be very well versed on what's going on. And I think our biggest challenge is going to be this early in the year. I thought we did a pretty good job against them last year when we played them, but that was also in January where we had some time to work on it. We'd had some games under our belt, and you can kind of talk about when you're in scouting report, hey, remember when we did this against that team? That's what we want to do here. We've got 3 freshmen that we're getting in the mix here, and like I said earlier, some other underclassmen who didn't get big minutes last year that are, we're looking for them to step up and play big roles. So kind of getting that quick turnaround, we only have 2 days to get ready for an NCAA tournament team. I like where we're at. I think we're comfortable with who we are. Now it's just a matter of progressing that, cleaning some things up from Sunday, and then being able to twist our game to combat what I feel like we can, our strengths against maybe some weaknesses that Lindenwood has.
No doubt about it. Well, great weekend, great start to the season. Big week coming up, and we keep moving and we take it day by day, and hopefully things fall into place for us throughout the next couple weeks.
Exactly. It's going to be fun. It's been great to get back into the swing of things and get into a little bit of a routine here.
Well, I know you're very happy that we get to have our fireside chats now on a weekly basis. That means that we're in season, so that means we can have some great conversations.
Exactly. Anything to get back to a semblance of normalcy is good in my book.
Awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations on Sunday and good luck this week. And we'll see you Thursday night here at the Simon Center.
Thanks, Jim.
Collin Lanam joins us as he does on a weekly basis during the season. Once again, Thursday night, Lindenwood comes to the Simon Center. 5:15 start. Once again, no fans. We'll have you covered wall to wall on Saints Vision and the JLVC Sports Network and on our social media at Maryville Saints on Twitter. You'll be able to follow all along, all weekend long, on how the women's basketball team is doing as they take on Lindenwood on Thursday and Illinois Springfield on Saturday. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week. And as always, go Saints.